Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the On the Map Challenge on Alma, Missouri. Today is December 2nd, and as you can see, we're getting some snow currently, and we have been getting snow for the last, I think about 24 hours or so. It's really been coming down and has not stopped. And it is now so deep that I'm having to drive through it like really slowly. I mean, there's like 2 or 3 feet of snow out here, so it's bitter cold. Snowing like crazy. It's going to keep snowing like crazy, but that's not going to stop us from what we've got to do today. Something really important, happens at the end of every year. I'm sure you guys are used to it by now, and that is selling our corn. We would have some wheat to sell as well, but we obviously sold that earlier in the year. So, because the yard is so thick with snow, we actually borrowed a little something. We did give it a run for its money yesterday, I believe, when it first started snowing, and we just parked the 8300 in here. I mentioned in a previous episode, we're never going to, need a snowblower. We're never going to get this much snow. And then now we've got quite literally a blizzard outside. So we're going to use that. We're going to make a path in the yard so we can get the trucks and everything in and out of here, because we've got 2 entire bins worth of corn to sell. So we've got a lot we're going to be shipping out. And then we've also got to feed the cows, give them some water, and then last but not least, end of year purchasing. We're going to be buying a bunch of new fields, some new equipment, doing some trade-ins, selling some stuff off, possibly selling some cows as well. So yeah, there is a lot more than meets the eye in this episode. We're not just selling grain and buying stuff. There's a lot of little things we're going to be doing as well. And heck, if we get far enough into it, we might as well start field work in March. We might as well just skip right into early spring. But first things first, I'm going to run over here, hop in the Ford tractor, and I'm going to give the cow pasture and might as well give the feedlot a hay bale as well. Hopefully this tractor even turns over. It's pretty dang cold outside, so yeah, I'm going to leave you guys with that. I'll catch you all in just a second. Let's cue that intro. Well, if there's one thing I would like to say right now, it would be, I wish this loader tractor was 4-wheel drive. This thing is sliding all over the place. Yeah, we're taking the first bale over here to the feedlot, and it is not wanting to go in the trough. There we go. Now we're going to spin back around here and go grab another bale and bring it to the pasture. But yeah, it is now December 2nd, so we've skipped in time yet again. It's 24 degrees outside, and it is just before 9:30 in the morning. So it's a very cold, snowy winter morning, like I did say in the intro. And that 2 feet of snow was not an exaggeration. There is a good deal of snow on the ground. But since the last episode, I have done a couple things around the farm that I am going to show you guys in just one second. So the first thing that I will talk about, since we're out here in the cow pasture, is I have added a mod in. At the time of recording this video, it came out today in the mod hub, and it is called Enhanced Animal, or something like that. So as you can see, the animal pasture in the bottom corner, it's a lot more detailed. So the cows have respective genders now. So there are actual bulls, there are actual heifers. Calves have their steers. You get the point. They're not just all cows anymore. They're actually male and female. And you can see their model has also changed. They look a little more, I don't know if I'd say realistic, but they all have ear tags now, which is pretty awesome. And they also can die now. So if we don't actually feed them and water them and keep them warm and all that good stuff, they will die. So we need to keep the herd alive. And as you can see, they're probably not the warmest right now. They're all just laying down in the snow. So yeah, really neat mod. And another one I have added is move. I'm actually not real sure what it's called, but it's being able to move animals from husbandry to husbandry, like to pasture, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I'll just walk right up here and show you. So if you press, I think it's M, you can see move animals. You don't have to have a trailer. I can just transport these straight to the feedlot. So when we're getting ready to sell them, I will straight up just move these cows to the feedlot. And we can also go down to the feedlot and do the same to the pasture. So we don't have to break the trailer out every single time just to move them from pasture to pasture, which in the grand scheme of things is a little more realistic. But whenever you're herding cows from pasture to plot, whatever you want to call it, you really just kind of, push them in there by hand. You don't get a trailer out and move them, or I don't think you do. The cow pastures that I've seen, you just kind of move them to the next one over. You just open a gate and they all run in there. So, yeah, really cool mod. Two really cool mods, actually, and I'll open the menu and show you the enhanced animal here in just a second. And then this is where it really comes to life. So we've got Angus cows in the feedlot, and then the pasture we've got 10-month-old little guys, and then we've got some almost 2-year-old cows right here, and then as well as Angus bulls, which we had to buy because they got sold for some reason whenever we put the mod in. So we've got bulls now. We can turn on or off automatic reproduction, so we can actually control when they have calves. Like, I guess the way you do that in real life is by separating the bulls in another pasture. So it's kind of like the game version of putting the bulls in the pasture and keeping them out. We can control when they have calves, so that's really neat. So yeah, really cool mod. I know a lot of you were probably looking forward to this because there was another realistic animal mod that came out, and I never downloaded it because it looked a little too scary for me. It was a lot of work. So this one's a lot more dumbed down, and I might get into that other enhanced animal mod, later on. But for right now, I'm happy with that. I mean, that seems a whole lot better than what we had before. So I'm glad we have like bulls and the actual gender-specific cattle. So that's a job well done. We'll head on out of here. And also, I had 1 or 2, maybe even 3 people in my comments in the last episode tell me how to fix the feedlot, because I was having a problem where we couldn't, put cows in the pasture without buying them, or not the pasture, the feedlot. We had to buy the cows to put them in there. So that's all fixed. I updated the mod. Everything should be working. Wool weir sliding everywhere. But yeah, that should all be good now, and because we've got the Move Animals mod, it works even better. So one final thing before we start selling corn. I did this on purpose. I hid it away from you guys so you wouldn't see it in the intro or right now. But we bought a little something. I just touched on it a while ago. We sold our J&M wagon, the biggest wagon we had. It's gone. We've got the 2 Parker wagons. And the reason I did that is because we have done bought ourselves a semi-truck. Oh yeah, we are playing with big boy toys now. Look at this. So this thing is just about as stock as it gets. I know I'm going to have somebody in the comments telling me, well, why isn't the semi-truck red? This right here was like $40,000. So this was a steal. Like I said, it's as stock as it gets. It's just an ordinary farm truck. And we're going to be keeping this around for a while. I don't have any means to upgrade this. I mean, this has got a Caterpillar engine in it. It's almost 600 horsepower. It's a beast. And then we've also got a 42-foot just bottom hopper. So really nice rig, and this right here is what we're going to be selling our grain with today. I wanted to go ahead and buy it in the wintertime, get it out of the way so we could sell grain with it as well, because this trailer holds way more than you would ever imagine. And also, I just now realized I put the Ford tractor up, and we need that for the auger. So what I think I'm actually going to do is, well, I don't know what I'm going to do. I guess we'll just break the Ford tractor back out. But I was kind of wanting to run the Magnum on the auger because the Ford has a little bit of trouble with that auger, the biggest auger. Or wait a second, nope, we don't have to get any tractor out. Who am I kidding? The auger that we unload with is automated, so we'll go grab it. It's got an engine on it already, so we don't need a tractor for it. And also, as you can see in there, the manure pile in the feedlot is slowly but surely growing. So this spring, we're going to have a good bit of manure to spread. Don't know why I'm excited about that, but it just means less money we'll have to spend on fertilizer, so heck yeah, I'm all for it. Oh, and tell you what, we probably need to go grab the truck because I'm not driving that little auger all the way up this hill. It's going to take forever. And we also need to check grain prices because I have not seen what corn is at so far this morning, which could potentially be a bad thing because yesterday they were down a little bit. The prices were fluctuating like crazy, so we most likely need to check up on that real fast and make sure today's the day we need to sell. Alright, so let's see here. That's alfalfa, not corn. Alright, here we go. $8.13, I mean, that's not bad. You can see the price for some reason has changed to June now, so it's like totally opposite of what I wanted it to be, which corn does sell for a lot in June anyway, but the peak price in June, I just don't see that happening. So, or we might just take it straight to the grain sell point for $8.06. I don't know, that's a hard bargain. That train's going to be a little bit annoying to take it all the way across the map, so what the heck. We might as well just sell it at the grain sell point. That little extra, that extra $7 is really not going to do too much for us. So yeah, let's continue with what we're doing. Let's go grab that auger. I'll set it up real quick. And also, Dalton or Todd 1 should be joining me today to help sell grain. I can't remember which one's available today. So we should have a little bit of extra help selling out. Alright, we'll drop this off right there. We'll pull out of the way, and we will set this up right next to the bin. I guess we'll just, well, it don't really matter what order we sell out of. But one thing I am for sure a little concerned about is the turnaround room with the semi-truck. This yard that we've got here, and like this bin area, is not exactly designed for a semi-truck. So, oh, and man, we more than likely need to get the 8300 out here and start blowing some snow before I set this up. I'm totally out of order today, so let's move this back out of the way. Okay, yeah, should have done this from the get-go, but hey, it's alright. And one thing that is really awesome about this particular snowblower is it is bi-directional, or whatever it means. So like it's well, I don't know if you can set it up to go either way, or can you? Actually, I think you can. You can turn around and back up with this snowblower, or you can do like we're about to do and set it down and just drive straight. So we're going to go pretty slow. The cruise control wants to go a little faster, so I'm going to set it down to about 3 because there is a lot of this on the ground. I'm also going to turn the pipe towards, well, away from the buildings, but, you know, try to keep it away from our machinery as well. It's not going great. So we'll clean all this out. This is going to take a little while. There is so much snow on the ground. This actually might be the most snow I've ever gotten on Alma. Out of 22, 25, whatever, doesn't matter. On the map challenge, this right here is the record snowfall. You know what? I think the funniest thing is the fact that the weatherman said, you know, well, we are going to get a lot of snow, and usually he's not right. So I didn't think he was telling the truth this time, because why would this year be any different from the last, 4 or 5 he predicted, where he said, oh, we're going to get 6 feet of snow. Well, turns out he was right this time, and I was wrong. So the states a few miles north of here actually got a little bit more snow, so the farther up north you go, the more snow that we got in this area. But for right here, this is pretty decent. Which I guess it is slacking off now. I can kind of tell sun's trying to come back out. But alright, now we're going to work our way down the driveway, get all the way to the dirt road. Which the dirt road might be a problem too, because that has not been blown either. So I don't know if we go down in here and get the dirt road as well, or if we just come to the dirt road and stop blowing the snow off. I think we'll just do that, because I don't want to, you know, I don't know what's out here in the road. I don't want to mess up this snowblower because it's not mine, so I'm trying to be really careful in our yard. But I don't know. I mean, this right here is kinda where we're going to be making a big turn out of here. I don't want to slide off into the ditch, so I will slowly work my way out here like this. I wish the county would actually come out here and get rid of all this snow, but as for right now, I don't know what in the world I'm supposed to do with all of it. I guess this is going to work for now, because it should start melting as the temperature rises. It has quit snowing now. The sun's starting to come back out, so hopefully this will melt just a little bit. But you got to admit, there really is no day like a snow day. I mean, it looks really nice outside. It is undoubtedly some very nice fresh powder, and it's not super wet, so it's a lot of just really soft snow. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of ice in it, if you guys get what I mean. And while I'm out here, I'll even take a trip up to the house, blowing all this snow up here, because there's no way I'm shoveling all this with the shovel in the garage. So, hey, you know what they say, work smarter, not harder. I just don't know how close I'm going to be able to get to the garage, so I'll probably have to do that all by hand, but for right now, this is going to make a world of difference. Just pull right up here and stop about, what, there? So yeah, I'll get all that by hand, or maybe, you know, we could also turn around and try to get it. We'll back up to the door as close as we can and pull it all to me. Something about like that. So let's turn it on. Oh, let's get it away from the house too. Oh yeah, there we go. That is much better. Alright, now we'll come back down through here, get all this up. We're covering the cows in even more snow right now, so trying to get it away from the buildings and everything as much as we can. And this little pile right here should just about do it. Alright, job well done for now. I'm sure we're going to have to do this again later. And I'd say that looks a whole lot better. And also, I'm not really sure what's going on with like the white roads in there. That's the little dirt paths that were already on this map before I ever built the farm. So they were already there before, you know, I built my own farm. I'm sure they were for the previous farm or whatever. So it's built into the map, and you know, when it snows, they turn white. So not much I can do about that. Let's see. Let's get the truck out of the shed right here. And I did not blow the snow out from around here. So it's going to be pretty fun trying to get this out, I'm sure. Alright, first startup of this semi, and she is running. Started right up. We're going to pull it out of here. This could be a little bit tight because of the head being right there, but check it out. We made it out just fine. But like I did mention earlier, this is going to be a little awkward trying to maneuver around the farm and make wide turns, so we're going to have to come way out here and swing it towards the hay shed. And then, make moves like this right here, which, I mean, this is working. So, alright, now we'll stop. We'll get the auger positioned. Alright, there we go. That should be tall enough to reach over the trailer, or at least I hope so. Now we'll take the tarp off. We'll pull right under here and start loading. So let's see here. We should have 176,000 liters in each bin, so close to, or well, basically, I guess 400,000 liters of corn. Alright, there's the first hopper full. Let's go ahead and start filling the back. And just so you guys can get an idea of how much bigger this trailer is versus that wagon, both of these hoppers, or wait a minute, no, I said that wrong. Or to make it a little more simple, this right here is a J&M wagon full, and this back here is a J&M wagon full. So instead of hauling, 25,000 liters at a time, we get to haul 40,000 liters at a time. So yeah, it was a well-needed upgrade. So now we're going to head out of here. We're going to go uptown and sell this first load. And to be honest with you, I'm not real sure still where we need to go. If we need to go to the train sale point or just the grain sale point in town. One thing I am going to have to get used to doing is swinging wide because, yeah, we've had long vehicles come through town before, but nothing like this. So we're going to absolutely fly through these gears. We're going to get into town here. And I don't think we can turn right there anymore, so we're going to have to go all the way through here and turn down by the equipment store, or at least I think so. I don't know if we can make that turn right there through the cut-through road. So we're going to have to turn right here. Let's put our blinker on. So we're going to have to start turning right in here, I think, because, I mean, even that was a sketchy turn, but that other road we usually go through, I mean, that is going to be a really tight turn. Let's pull up on the scale here, and it looks like the county has in fact been to blow some of the snow out of just the roadways, but the scale still has snow on it. So let's pull up here, get our weight on, let's move on up. And because the train puts us all the way across the map without a ride back, I think we're just gonna, sell at the grain sale point. And if the price does start dropping after we start selling here, then we will, turn to the train sale point and we'll get a little extra money. So now I wonder if I can start both of these at once. I don't think it can, no. So also this trailer does dump faster, which I guess you'd expect that. So, ooh, and actually the grain sale point has come up a little bit, so it's still rising. The price has not gone down or flatlined. It's still coming up, so we can sell here without really worrying about anything because that's almost what the train sale point is. So yeah, look at that. A little over $30,000 for the first load. So now we'll head back to the farm and do it another time, and then a third and a fourth, and over and over again until we sell all of those bins worth of corn. Alright, pulling back into the farm for our second load. We are going to have to come way out here to turn around, but that's no big deal. And also, if you need another reason to buy a semi-truck for your farm, well, they are quite literally 3 or 4 times as fast as a tractor. Now, maybe not with a full load, but I can go way faster than a tractor ever could hauling grain through the town and back. Well, I guess that's another stopping point. I can't go flying through the town because there's a lot of turns and cars are close together and city streets are small. But when we're hauling from the field back to the farm, and if the field is really far away, it makes transporting grain extremely fast. And especially if we have a second semi-truck, which I'm sure that'll be far off in the future. Now, one thing I have noticed, and this may be the only problem with owning a semi rather than wagons, is we're going to need something to dump into because the normal augers that we have been using, that's more than likely not going to work. So we're going to have like a drive-over auger or something that we can, drive over rather than trying to position the auger right under the hopper bottom trailer. Yeah, I'm not real sure what I'm going to do there. I'm still trying to figure that out, but if I have to buy that drive-over conveyor, then so be it. But we cannot keep using that Westfield auger with this trailer. It's just not going to happen. No way. I am pretty decent at backing a trailer up, but in no way, shape, or form am I good enough to position a semi-trailer under an auger like that. So yeah, we'll see what we're going to have to do, but we're going to have to do it fast and figure it out before, well, the next year starts, because we're going to have, wheat harvest coming up and then fall harvest, and we're going to have to find a solution to put crop in the bin or we're going to be out of luck. So that's a long ways away. I'm just trying to think of something right now. so that we could go ahead and buy it this coming winter. I'm sure I'll figure something out. Alright, bringing the second load down in here. We're going to pull up on the scale a second time. This corn is at a really good moisture too. I think it's at like 16%. So if we're looking at $32,000, $33,000 every truckload, I mean, that's really not that bad. Alright, we are now bumping up to the, we're going to be in the $80,000 area, I believe. Yep, there we go. Should end at 84,000, 83,000. Alright, close enough. So yeah, we are making a good amount of money. That's what I really like to see, because these fields and equipment, I mean, really don't get any cheaper through the year. So we need all the money we can get for upgrades this year. Okay, already got load number 2 sold, and we are back at the farm for load number 3. So let's get the load in the truck again. And honestly, I don't even think we need Todd or Dalton. We are absolutely knocking this out of the park. We are selling this, well, a whole lot faster than I thought we did, which is honestly kind of good to see. It makes the semi-truck worth all the money we spent on it. So, well, I guess it wasn't a whole lot of money, because we sold the J&M wagon and then we basically paid the same amount for the truck and trailer. So if we would have gotten a truck with a sleeper or different brand, a little bit bigger engine, something like that, you know, we would have been paying a whole lot more. So that's exactly why I went with just the standard farm truck, standard trailer. Like I did say in the beginning of the video, it's very stock. Not a lot has been changed to this truck, and I think that's one of the reasons we were able to get it for so cheap. So, alright, so we'll get the second hopper started, and we will make our way down to the elevator. And actually, check this out. The train sell point is rising faster than the normal sell point. So I changed my mind. Whatever's in the rest of this bin and the next bin, we're going to take all the rest of the corn and put it at the grain sell point. Or no, sorry, the train sell point. Oh, I'm all over the place. So yeah, we're going to sell the rest of the corn at the train sell point. So this will be the first load to head that way. Let's go ahead and send it on down. So we made a quick, what, $73,000, and then our money won't go up until we sell it all at once with the train. So as we're dumping into this elevator, you know, the money won't go up because we're putting it all in the train elevator. So we will be able to see how much money we made all at once, which I'm pretty excited to see what it's going to be. I hope it's a ton of money. Okay, so while this is unloading, well, the last hopper's unloading, I'm going to run over here and rent the train so it'll be ready to go whenever we get done selling all the corn. And also, I have still not changed the train to the one that I want with like all the long cars and everything, so we're still using the base game train. Oh, hey there, train. I was just talking about you. So that's ironic timing. And then, like I did say, we're going to get this train texture changed out one day whenever I figure out how to do it. I'm still working on that. So, yeah, anywho, let's get back to selling corn. Let's hop back in the truck, get back down to the farm, bring one more load, and then I think we should be done with the first bin. Maybe not. I don't really know. Okay, so this right here is our last 54,000 liters in, well, this bin. We are going to have to come back for another little 10,000 liters, and then we can start unloading from the second bin. So we'll take this load, we'll come back, put the little bit that's left in the bin in this truck, switch the auger around, and then fill it, like top it all the way off, and then we'll come back and finish off the second bin. So that's the plan anyway. We'll see how it works. But I'm going to take this down to the elevator. I'm going to keep selling loads of corn because we do have a good ways to go. So I'm going to do a lot of this off camera, and then I will catch you guys in just a little while. When we're about to be done, you know, we'll be on the second bin. I'll sell 2-3 loads off camera here, and I'll catch back up with you guys. So yeah, I'll see you all in just a minute, and we will hop on the train and get this corn sold. Alrighty, we are headed back to the farm to grab the last load of corn, and then we're going to take the train down the line and sell all of it at once. We are also starting to load the train up, and I think we've got close to 200,000 liters in the train cars altogether. So yeah, having a lot of corn in year 3 is an understatement. We have so much of this stuff. Also, as you can see, we have slowly made a path in through here down the dirt road where we've been coming in and out of the farm. And also the sun is out and the snow is actually starting to melt now, so that's awesome to see. Means less snow plowing for us later. So yeah, all has been well. We've just been making trips to the elevator and then back to the farm over and over again. So this right here should be our last 40,000 liters or so, I hope. Probably should have made sure before I said that twice, but let's find out real quick. And no, actually, we have 67,000 liters. so we're going to have to come back a second time. But this right here is the last full load that we are bringing to the elevator. Let's just put it that way. So, I mean, I wasn't completely wrong, but, you know, I wasn't right either. So for the next 2 days, for December 2nd and then the 3rd, we're not going to be doing too much, so I will probably, you know, skip in time like I always do. And then I'll bring us right up to year 4, start of January in year 4. And then that's when we will buy our fields, our new equipment, and then we will see, you know, I guess I'll give you guys the tour of the new equipment, and then we'll kind of let the snow and the wintry months subside. And then if we have a little bit of time left over, we'll start doing some spring tillage, because we still have a lot of fields that are not plowed up. So we need to run a cultivator at least over the fields. I think they're all soybean ground, so we shouldn't have to worry about any deep tillage, ripping. So yeah, just some shallow cultivating will do just fine, but we do need to do that. So if not in this episode, the next one for sure. But we'll take this down to the elevator. Another 40,000 liters headed out. We have hauled so much corn out this morning. And well, it's not even morning time anymore. It's well into the afternoon now. And I can tell you one thing for sure. This semi-truck, man, it makes a world of difference. I seriously could not tell you how many trips we'd be making if we still had that J&M wagon. And I mean, you know, me hauling grain by myself, I mean, that does make the process go a little slower. But with this semi-trailer, man, it is so much quicker. Just going to brag on it real quick. This is a very needed upgrade for sure. I know I keep mentioning it, but hey, I mean, it was something on my bucket list for a while, and I'm excited we finally got it. So yeah, it is 100% worth it. That's what I'm getting at. Also, these pedestrians right here keep walking. I don't know what in the world they're doing. They're blocking my my turn right here. It's too cold to be walking anyway, in my opinion. But anywho, we're gonna roll down in here. This will be the second to last load. We've been hitting the scale every time as well. Make sure the moisture's all good. I do have a grain probe in my mods folder that I'd really like to set right there, so we'd actually have to probe the grain every time we sell. I don't know if it's actually functional, but you guys let me know if I should do that. I meant to ask that in a previous episode. I don't remember if it was last time we were selling grain or not, but I do indeed have a grain probe that will test moisture, so let me know if I should add that in here. But for right now, you know, just pretend the moisture is good enough. Well, that works for me. And it is a shame that you can't do both of these at the same time. It would make this go like a lot faster. But and also, I'm just now kind of noticing, are these tarps down here, or not tarps? The doors, are they like automatic? Are they? Well, I don't really know, to be honest with you. I don't see like a crank, so maybe you can do it from inside the cab, or inside the truck cab. Yeah, what is that, hydraulic doors or something? I'm pretty sure that's an actual thing, but I did not know this trailer had it. So that's that's another bonus to it. That is really neat if that's actually what that is. So, but yeah, we'll head back to the farm, grab our last load for real this time. We only have 20,000-ish liters left, maybe a little over 20,000. So we will fill the front hopper and then a little of the back hopper. So we'll have half a load to sell. Also, the traffic has been pretty wild today as well for some reason. So a lot of school buses running, and I think the kids should be on winter break by now. But hey, who am I to say? Seems like the people of Alma are not too worried about the blizzard we had come through this morning, though. They're all out and about, and causing a heck of a lot of chaos on the road when I'm trying to sell grain. So it's not the most ideal situation, but it's something for sure. That is one thing. So I'm going to fill this truck up one last time, and then I'll head uptown, get it all in the elevator, and then we'll load the rest of this on the train and get it sold. And so yeah, I will catch you guys then, and we'll get all this corn sold. Alright, here we go. We're now in the train, and we are taking 270,000 liters of corn to the sell point, which is obviously, you know, another town over, but we're going to get the money when we get to the end of the map. So, and while I'm on the train going, let's check the price, and as you can see, it's all the way up to $8.32, so it has come a long way. And I mean, we sold a little over 100,000 liters at the grain sell point, so 3 or so loads with the trailer. But this is going to make us a lot more money, so we brought the rest of the corn here. And we basically have a totally full train load. We have the first 2 grain buggies full, and then that third dump cart is also full. So a lot of corn going out of here. And I think it's going to the neighboring ethanol plant. So we should get a pretty hefty sum of money here in just 1 second. But we'll, have to wait and see. And also, I just now noticed the snow is so deep, it has covered the railroad tracks. So that's interesting. I guess there's a spot where it's not covered right there. I don't know if that's the safest thing in the world, but this right here should be the end of the line for us. Let's see here. It'll drive and return. Do you want to sell the goods? You bet I do. And just like that, $225,000 plus a $20,000 environmental score increase. Also, am I stuck behind the map border again? I believe I am. Oh, something about like that. The power of video editing. I mean, that's pretty spectacular, isn't it? So we've got stuff just kind of sitting around the yard. One thing I do need to do for sure is we're going to make a trip down to the bank now. The reason for that is very plain and simple. We are taking out a massive loan. We're going to get these 2 loans paid off that we have right now, and then when it comes summertime, hopefully the money we get from soybeans as well as selling straw and other stuff, we will pay the 2 loans we've had off, and then we'll start working on this insanely big loan we're going to take out here in just a second. And now the reason we need a loan is because the money we have is not enough to get us through upgrades and fields. Even if we did decide to buy 1 field, we would still almost have hardly any money left. Even if it was a really cheap field, we want something that'll actually help us out. So unfortunately, a loan is the only way I can pull it through right now until we start making some serious cash, which, trust me, this next year we may not need a loan after we sell grain. So I'm going to keep holding on to that. So yeah, like I said, first things first, we're going to head down to the bank. We're going to get this loan thing situated, and then when we come back, I would kind of like to position some of the stuff we're going to be getting rid of. I'm going to go through our equipment. We're going to start buying some stuff as well. A lot of the stuff we're going to be buying for year 4 is in an auction right now, so we're going to wait on the bidding to be over. So I may not see you guys again until January 3rd or so, even after that. But yeah, we're going to have a little farm auction here as well. We're going to auction off everything we don't need anymore, and then we're going to be trading in and buying some new stuff as well. So first things first, like I said, we're going to head down to the bank. We're going to take out a big loan, pay some stuff off, and then negotiate a little bit, because what I'm doing is very risky. It could seriously hurt the farm, and we could end up bankrupt. So I'm going to try to do this in a very smart way, and yeah, I'll get down there and back really quickly, and I will catch you guys in just a little while. And by a little while, I mean I don't exactly know when. So a month, 2 months, whenever we get all of our equipment to the farm and the loan and the fields and everything. So yeah, I'll meet up with you all then, and we'll see what we can get into. Alrighty, you guys, welcome to year 4 of the On the Map challenge. This is a totally different day recording because I have done so much off camera. You guys have no idea. It's been a full 24 hours in real life. I've just been putting in a lot of work for the start of this year, and so now we're going to do a little bit of walking around and talking as per usual on the farm, and we're going to show off everything I've done. So before I get too far ahead of myself, I want to make one thing clear. Instead of us buying the fields together and buying the equipment together and all that good stuff, I have went ahead and bought everything, and you can see in the top right corner we are left with $65,000, which, I mean, that's not a lot of money, but we have some ways that will make it back. So I went ahead and I bought 3 fields, and I mean, they're not the fields that I wanted exactly, but even with this loan, land is just so expensive. So what I have done is kind of maxed out on upgrades, and I know I'm probably going to get some backlash for this, saying, oh, well, if you don't buy more fields, you're hardly going to get anywhere in this challenge. It's only year 4, right? It's only episode 18. We've got a long way to go. So I'm gonna back up my argument with this. We are going to upgrade the farm a lot. We have some very big, nice machines that I have picked up. You'll see what I'm talking about in just a minute when we walk to the left. I don't even want to turn my camera over there because it's everywhere. There's so much new stuff. But yeah, in the summertime, we're going to add to it. We're going to buy some more new equipment. And if everything goes the way I want it to, listen to this. Year 5 will be only fields and then a farm if the farm thing goes right. But we won't buy any equipment. We'll just have a new farm and new land. which I guess a new farm is new land, but yeah. So before we get into equipment, I'm going to open the map and get the boring part out of the way. First things first, we took out a $300,000 loan, and we've got a good while to pay this off. So we're making $2,000 monthly payment, and then we've also got this $200,000 loan that we've been paying off for quite a while, and it's still got $160,000 to go. So we're paying this off, and we're paying off $5,000 a month now. But in return, we also paid off the $100,000 loan. So we paid off just 50 grand. If we didn't do that, we would have been in a mess. We would have been paying so much a month. So we dropped $50,000 and we paid off one of the loans completely. So now we've got two more to worry about, but we'll get to that later. So now the first field of 3, we'll just take a look at them all right now. You might be able to see them. We'll start up here. Why not? We bought field 23. Look at this yield potential. Expected yield potential, it's loam 100%. This has the best yield on the map. This is the best potential you can find on Alma right here, and it's 8 acres, so it's decent. It's not that bad. I went and checked the field out. It's pretty good. It's flat. It's in a good spot. We can possibly expand the corners a little bit because there's a little bit of flat open area. So yeah, it's a nice field. It's got a lot of potential. Then down here, no brainer. Here's 2 fields. 29 is going to be drilled into hay. It was very cheap. Yield potential is decent, so we picked this up strictly for hay ground. Now, one more crop field we bought was 37, which was right here. Again, another very decent field that was cheap, and I mentioned we were going to pick this up, right? The reason I updated Alma was to buy this field right here, like early on, because if we didn't update the map, this would have been like $700,000 for this whole field. So there's the 3 land purchases. I'm just going to go ahead and knock them out. They are kind of small. Well, let's see here. I mean, they're smaller fields on the map, but all of it highlighted in green is what we own. I was trying to position it to where you could see it a little better. But I mean, if you look, we're getting there. I mean, we're not slowing down. We're doing pretty good. And actually, this is more fields than we owned in Farming Simulator 22. And even earlier into the On the Map challenge, we were on year like 6. And we only had like these fields down here. We didn't have these 3 up here. So we're actually doing better than we were. So, alright, there's the boring part out of the way. There's all the fields and the money. And I don't think there's a better place to start than right here. So we have gone and picked up a brand new truck. We got the semi truck checked off the bucket list. And now the pickup truck has been checked off as well. Oh, and how could I forget the gooseneck trailer in the back. So I had a lot of comments telling me I need a new truck, and you guys are right, I do need a new truck. The Ford was giving us some problems, so we just sold it, and we picked up a brand new Chevrolet, and this thing is absolutely ridiculous. 6.6 liter high country Duramax. I mean, it doesn't get much better than this. And to put the cherry on top of the cake, we've got a transfer tank in the back. So vehicles running out of fuel on the field will not be a problem anymore. It is a tight fit back here between the gooseneck and the transfer tank, but we have a way to fill up vehicles out in the field. So we didn't have to buy like a Thunder Creek trailer. Just a WeatherTech diesel tank will do just fine. And then obviously we've got ourselves a Diamond C gooseneck trailer. This is for not only hauling stuff, but hauling bales. I'd really like to have a better way to haul bales, and we actually just dropped off a load of straw bales. So we went out in the field and picked up all those bales from that one field we baled back in the summer. We just like left them out at the side, if you guys remember that. We went out there and we picked all those bales up and we sold them. So that's where a lot of our money came from, or we'd be flat out broke. And it works like a dream. This is a perfect setup. This right here is never leaving. This is the truck we're going to have on the farm for the remainder of the series. So if you like the Ford better, well, I don't know what to tell you, because this right here, this is like my dream truck in real life too. So yeah, that's number 1. We're going to just leave this right here. And before we wander off too far down the yard that way behind me, I'm not even going to look over there. It's going to just show you everything. We're going to stop in the shed real quick, and it is a brand new grain drill. Well, maybe I should say new to us grain drill, because there's only like 2 or 3 things on the farm that are actually brand new. The truck and the gooseneck trailer are really the only things brand new. So new to us grain drill. We sold the 1590 for the 1520 grain drill. Now don't let the smaller number fool you, because this is a much bigger drill. Whether it seems like it or not, it's very big. And the biggest difference between that one and this one, obviously size is the biggest difference, but this one is also 3.0 what do you even call it? You hook it up with the 3-point instead of the drawbar. So a little bit different, but this tractor right here is going to pull it so well. I think we even had this drill on Farm Sim 22 when we did the On the Map challenge, and it worked wonders. So it was in the used market on sale, and it was a no-brainer. So we picked this thing up. It's going to make drilling wheat, and with our new fields that we're going to put in grass and hopefully some alfalfa, this will make things go a whole lot faster. So that's everything in here that is new. I don't think anything else has changed. Now we're going to step back out, and we are going to head this way down the farm. So there's a lot of little changes out here. We're out next to the hay shed, and I just revealed something that's new out there. I'll get to that in a second. But we've done just a lot of little changes out here. First thing being, we took up this fence that was right next to the field. It was kind of a nuisance. It was needed to be done. We switched the corn head to the header cart. I'll explain that in a minute, the reason for us doing that. But then right here, 2 new pieces of equipment. Yet again, we've got a monstrous John Deere ripper. I mean, this thing is absolutely enormous. This right here will be pulled with the 8320. We may even have to have front duals to pull this thing, because if you look, this is a serious machine right here. This was also on sale, low hours. It's got all new disc blades on the front. I mean, this thing is in pristine condition, and I think it's going to do a great job. I've seen a lot of good stuff come from these John Deere rippers, the 2700 like specifically. So yeah, I heard a lot of good stuff from other farmers that have used this specific ripper. So we had the chance to pick up one, and we did, and we're going to give it a run for its money in the fall, I guess. So we really could have waited and bought this thing in the summertime, but I figured we'd go ahead and knock it out right now. And then sitting right next to it, a field cultivator that you probably have seen before. I think we had this thing on the last On the Map challenge as well. Extremely cheap cultivator. It's very big. We'll pull this with the 8300 or the 8320, and I am seriously looking at a tractor upgrade soon. Maybe in the closer to 300 horsepower range to be able to pull the ripper and this field cultivator just a little bit easier. I mean, I know the 8320 will, but it'd be nice to have like an articulating tractor or something. So keeping my eyes peeled for that. But for right now, that is 2 new pieces added to the list and added to the farm. And then to the right of me over here, it's no surprise, you guys saw it before I even hardly turned the camera. We've got ourselves a new bin. This was needed a long time ago on the farm. We've now got 4. There is a 4-ring and 2 5-ring bins, and now there's this one, which I think is another 5-ring bin. We cleared out a little spot over here, and they got it done basically overnight. We had to cut down the tree right there, move some equipment around, and then we also had to break up this fence. There was a little separating fence right here, so that's gone as well. And there's also a little gravel path right here that connects to the already the gravel path that was already here. It just kind of keeps going to this bin so we can have a nice even unloading area for the auger. So new bin, new field cultivator, new tillage piece, new grain drill, new truck, new trailer. Well, I mean, it seems like we're missing something, aren't we? And that's because I saved the best thing for last. Check out what we have done. So this is a MacDon flex draper. Specifically for this combine, we have gone up in head size. We went from a 25 foot to, I think this is just a 30, so it's a little bit bigger. But now the combine looks a little different as well. We did another trade-in. One thing that for some reason we cannot keep on the farm is a combine. It seems like every year we are cycling through a different combine. So we've had the first older axial flow, then the little bit newer axial flow, and now the little bit newer axial flow. So this is a 2388. We did have a 2344. So yeah, this is a whole frame size bigger. It's 4-wheel drive, which is a little over the top, but I was talking about getting a 4-wheel drive combine, and this one hit the used market for like $80,000, which is so unbelievably cheap for how big this sucker is. Obviously, it's got the big top fold down hopper. It's got a longer pipe than I have ever seen on an axial flow combine like this. With a, it's got the straight like drop down chute. You know, usually they have the angled chute. This one has the chute that I really like. It's very big. So yeah, long auger, big chute, and then obviously the flex draper on the front. So and how could I forget big meaty duals as well. So this combine, it's pretty stacked. It's beefy, it's mean, and I'm pretty sure it's got a Cummins engine in it. So this is the combine I want to keep around for a while. And I know I kind of, wasn't true to my word. I said we were going to pick up 2 combines this year. Well, we did just a little trade in. So, all of the combines that I had looked at to potentially buy to run a second combine on the farm, they were all subpar, if that makes sense, for what I wanted. They were either really expensive or, not something I was interested in, like slower working speed, less horsepower, smaller grain tank. So, we landed on this, which does have a little bit bigger grain tank than the 2344, but it's 4-wheel drive, it's got duals, it's got a bigger engine. It's newer. I think this is like a 2008 model, so it's actually a good bit newer. Yeah, I mean, all around, just a perfect machine for the farm, and it fits in really well. So, still trying to figure out what we're going to do with the corn head, because I don't know if we're going to run an 8-row head or if we're going to go straight to 12-row, because a 12-row corn head is as big as this right here. So, just picture this flex draper as a corn head. That's how big it would be if we were running a 12-row corn head, if that makes sense. So it's not like over the top. This combine should be able to handle it perfectly fine. But so yeah, that is every winter purchase for year 3, or sorry, for the start of year 4. I'm going to divide it into like 2 separate purchasing eras, whatever you're going to call it, because I want to buy some more stuff in the summer. So we'll have a summer era purchase and a winter era purchase for equipment. So obviously in the summer we'll pick up like a disc bind, hay baler, auger wagon, stuff like that. Stuff we need when we can wait in the future for it. So we picked up some tillage pieces, we got a new bin up, we took some fences down, we got a new combine, a totally new head for it, we got a new truck and trailer, we got a new grain drill. I mean, really, this is one of our best winter buys ever. I think this is awesome, and it all matches the farm so well, if you ask me. So, yeah, looking forward to the rest of this year. Obviously, it doesn't say year 4 yet. It'll update in like a month or so. Whenever it hits February, it turns to year 4 for whatever reason. I've got a few little odd jobs to hit, and then I think this will be all for January. So I'm just going to fast forward time to about March, whenever we are, doing a little bit of field work. We're going to break that cultivator out and do a little bit of work with that. But for right now, I think that's all I got for you guys today. Boy, has it been a hectic one. And to be honest with you, I got a lot of stuff done that I wanted to get done. When I talked about purchasing stuff, buying fields, getting equipment, I think I did everything that I wanted to do. So that is like a huge win in my book, if I say so myself. But yeah, in the next one, we are going to get right to work with spring tillage. I cannot wait. This is by far my favorite series on Farming Simulator. I know I say that all the time, but absolutely loving the heck out of this series. So I'm going to go ahead and get started working on the next one. But for right now, I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope to see you all in the next one.